Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to We Build New America, and shout out to new subscriber. Thank you for watching, and give me a like and send us not new. I appreciate that. And today we're gonna talk about the far left, how they're gonna manipulate things. So casually, there's a rumor going on about a text message that Trump sent out, and then they figure that Trump is this and that, that the usual stuff. And then we're gonna go and read and see what the reporters giving today, and they can ask them question about the leak message, and then we're gonna talk about what's going on. Stay tuned.
The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of the Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
with the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of the Atlantic.
So basically, it's a magazine that's Atlantic that leak a message that Trump planned a war, and then basically Trump has no idea, and we don't know a lot of idea how the message get it there. We don't know which phone. We don't know if it's a made up message. We don't know if it's real or fake. There's a lot of things we don't know, but they're trying to paint the picture that Trump is just sending messages back and forth for those people that's in the leadership, and that's other country. That's the idea they're gonna promote. But I think that Trump know better, unless there's someone on inside that's leaking the information to the person that's sending the message. But as a president, I don't think he's gonna send a message. I think most likely gonna be a phone call or via email, most likely, or he got a subordinate that's gonna do the work for him, or probably send the message or the information, and probably the phone go to wrong hands, and the person leak the message out there. So there's a lot if going on. So I know for sure that Trump will not be able to
To
do
me,
that
it's a
this time.
magazine that's.
Top Trump administration officials mistakenly texted war plans to a group that included a journalist, the White House said on Monday, in a misstep that has drawn swift condemnation from Democratic lawmakers. The editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, said in a report.
So they say leader, including many. I don't think it could be well till the bones started falling. So basically, it's not a leak message. Basically, it's somebody that make a group, and then they send out the message to the group. This is not a leak message. So basically, the person work probably inside of a house, and then he got one private chat, and then he work inside the house, and then whatever information is going on inside of a house, he leak it to the group chat. This is what spy do, and I'm not confirm it for sure, but the point of the matter is that person is planning with a fire, which is very, very, very dangerous, because first you can lose your life, second you can lose your job, third you can be arrested, and then anything can happen to you, because this is the point that the confidentiality of these American and FBI, CIA, they need to be exactly confident, and then link inside with each other, not outside the party. And then once you have the link information to outside the party, your life is in danger, and then whatever come after you, you probably won't like it. So this is the idea that I see. But the point of matter is, I think the person had that information and is trying to say that, oh, Yemen gonna be but Trump gonna be bomb Yemen, and just send a text, and people that was the leak information. He just asked the leak information. He didn't tell you what kind of coordinate, who's planning it, and what which airplane, and then he doesn't say all that. He say Yemen gonna be military strike. So probably he know the information, he just spread out there, and the different information go to the media. He probably most likely it, but at the end of the day, this is a dangerous game. I'm not advising what
On Monday that on March 13th, he was unexpectedly invited onto an encrypted group chat on Signal Messenger called the Houthi PC Small Group. Messages in the group made Goldberg aware that large-scale U.S. strikes on Yemen's Houthi rebels were coming hours before they started. The The strikes over Houthi attacks against Red Sea shipping came on March 15th. Before they began, Goldberg said Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted operational details about the plan in the group, including, quote, information about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing. The chat also included accounts that appeared to represent Vice President J.D. Vance, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and others. At one point, the person identified as Vance appeared to question whether U.S. allies in Europe, more exposed to shipping disruption in the Red Sea, deserved U.S. help. A person identified as Hegseth replied, VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. Trump's nominee for National Counterterrorism Center Director Joe Kent was apparently also on the signal chain, despite not yet being confirmed by the Senate. White House National Security Council spokesperson Brian Hughes said the chat appeared.
So another way he said that there's people sharing information outside. They have a group for it. I don't know if it's a group of Allah or if I don't know. But people inside the White House, they have a group outside the job where they share information, private information, and like really secret information. That's information they spread it about the presidency, their plan, attack. That's what happened when people it's called double agent. I'm in your side, but basically I'm just a face to learn to really send it to the person that's really paying me or bad loop or I'm working for the other person. This is double agent. And at this point, any information is safe and inside our house. So basically, you pray for president because those information are scary. If you find out that they start doing it, they've been doing it for years, for centuries, and then this is where they become allies, so on and so forth. And then this is what happened. So you need to be careful because the danger is
appeared to be authentic, and that the NSC was reviewing how a quote inadvertent number had been added. When asked about the Atlantic report on Monday, Hegseth denied sharing war plans in the chat and attacked Goldberg's credibility.
So you're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
In an interview on CNN late on Monday, Goldberg responded to Hegseth's denial, saying, quote, no, that's a lie. He was texting war plans.
Mr. President, this is one of the most stunning breaches of military intelligence I have read about in a very, very long time.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and other Democratic...
Chuck Schumer, please. Leak information been out there for centuries. What about Obama leak information? What about Biden leak information? For example, they found a bunch of private folder of a hunter house, in his house, in the car. Those are in a Chuck Schumer said this is the first time he heard that for a long time. This is chaotic. I think right now there's three scenarios that's gonna happen. One, he did it, but he's trying to deny it. Two, they're trying to something that probably have mistrust or probably less confident Trump, whatever he's doing. Three, they find out that they probably has a leak information. There somebody's double agent inside the White House, information outside the White House. One of the three. But again, I'm just something's not right, and we need to get it together. Whoever's doing it to be their life is in danger, their family life in danger, and I